Welcome to the People's Republic of Cork. It's a beautiful day here in the real capital of Ireland, and it certainly is the real capital now, seeing as Dublin is under lockdown and our Taoiseach said so. Darren Lane and myself are going to set up a new series of light-hearted photography vlogs, which we're going to call Daz and Ferg, and this is the first of them. As it's such a beautiful day, we'd love to go shooting, but unfortunately it's probably too bright to head anywhere along the coast. Our plan this morning was at sunrise we would go, and a bit like Don Quixote and Sancho Panza, we'd start tackling a few, not windmills, but lighthouses. The light has only come out in the last hour, but the light is now too high. So what we've decided to do is, well, to tog out and to head to some of the woods so that we could actually maybe photograph some mushrooms. September is mushroom month, as you know, and so with the weather being so beautiful, and so hey Darren, it's a beautiful day, boy. What's the story?
You told me you'd be freezing in the woods.
Ah, Jesus Christ, come on, man. Huh?
Sorry, boy.
Here, would there be any chance you could go and get changed, will you?
Yeah.
Come here, it's a beautiful day. You're going to be absolutely sweating by the time we get down the road. All right, sorry about that. September is mushroom month for photographers because, well, at the end, you still have the heat of the summer, yet also there's a certain dampness coming into the air as well. In fact, Darren was out last week in Farn Woods, and how did it go for you, Darren? Did you get any mushrooms? You found some, didn't you?
Yes, I got a few Fergus. Yes.
Magic mushrooms, Darren, was it?
Magic.
Is that what happened to the hair?
It just grew on me.
Okay, tell me something. Where are the mushrooms at the moment?
Tucker Guard Station.
That's a wise move. Darren, I'll talk to you in a while. Anyway, on a serious note, we are going to head out to Farn Woods. We're going to have a look maybe around at some of the areas within Cork to see can we pick up some fungi or some mushrooms. It's certainly a plan B. We have only just the one macro lens between us, but we have some macro rings, and we have some, and we'll just see how it goes. We'll compare maybe shots that we have taken with the macro lens to shots that we have taken without them, just to see the different quality. We'll also might try and do a bit of focus stacking as well. As I said, it is a plan B, and you know, plan A was certainly to go out and shoot a few more lighthouses. Let's hope that it won't be a hair-raising experience. Darren is shooting at the moment. He's using an independent light, shooting level with the actual mushroom head itself. He's got an 85 millimeter prime Sony lens. He's shooting with an A7 III, but not with a macro lens. He has one extension tube on to get himself in closer to the actual shot itself. How's that working, Darren?
Not too bad, Fergus. I need to go underneath a small bit.
Good man. Right, Darren's after moving in a little closer now, and what are you shooting? F what, Darren?
I'm shooting F11.
F11 too. Even though he wants to kill the background, when you're shooting macro, you still have to shoot high. Do you want me to hold it for you?
No, you're grand. I'm just experimenting with it.
Is this man a serious photographer, or is he what? When you're doing macro, and particularly when you're doing fungi or mushrooms, you're always in a position that, well, isn't very glamorous. Here I am lying on the ground. Never wear any good clothes, by the way, when you're tackling something like this. Like Darren, I'm using a Sony as well too, but I have a specific 90mm Sony lens, macro lens. I'm actually shooting at the moment in manual, and I'm shooting in manual focus. I have a ring light around the front of the camera. Basically, I've had to come further back than Darren has, because Darren used a 50mm lens on his. I've got the 90mm, which, to try and fit in this rather large mushroom or fungus, for want of a better word, I'm not sure exactly what it is, I have to come further back for it. The ring light is on. That's shooting at 1/64th of a second. I have here, just to confirm, I was shooting earlier there with 1/25th of a second. I've had to put it up to 1/80th with the light coming in as well. I have the focus just pointing on the top of the mushroom naturally, and I'm shooting in f13. At this distance, I don't think I'll need to focus stack. I'll find out when I get home, but I think it's pretty much in focus from the front of the mushroom to the basic. Okay, I've changed things around a bit. I've taken off the ring light, because though I was getting good light from it, it was a very even light and it was making the shot look very flat. What I've done is I've brought in the external light. I've got the switch here on the top of the camera, and I've changed to 1/160th of a second, and the flash is going off on the far side and giving lovely light into the right hand side of the actual mushroom, which I think is far better, because I think I was looking at my shots comparing him to Darren's, and though I was using a macro and he wasn't, his shots were far better. So the ring, basically, this is fine, but it was giving too even light and the picture was very flat. have arrived in Mullinahasig, waterfall and woods really. They're in mid-Cork, not very far from Coachford. We have some lovely fungi here along this particular tree. As you can see, we've two beautiful, if they were paint, they'd probably end up being gloss because they almost reflect. And then we have a different style down further there. We've got a family of fungi there. Right, Darren, you're trying to line the front fungi with the mushrooms in the background, basically.
Yeah. I'm using the background as...
Will you photo stack again, or will you focus stack again? Will you maybe focus the front and focus the back, or and blend, or...?
No, I'll just focus on this.
On the front.
And it's... The mushrooms are in the background, but I'm going for colour.
Fantastic.
So you have a warm colour behind
Super.
the white.
Great idea. Well done. Why didn't I think of that? Trat. Anyway, well, at least one of us is smart.
So Fergus, what I'm doing here at the moment is, you can see I'm focused on this mushroom. I put these leaves in the foreground just for a bit of colour. And in the background, out of focus, you've brown mushrooms. So that gives the contrast to the white and a bit of colour in the background. I'm experimenting with a flash, and this is fairly bright, but this is dark in the background. So I am lighting with the flash, I'm lighting up the background, but also what I'm doing is I'm approaching the front mushroom from different angles to see where the light works.
Okay, I've come back down again with the Sony camera, the A7R3, and what I've done is I put a 55 millimeter prime lens on it. This is a super prime lens that both Darren and myself have. What I'm going to do is I'm going to focus stack. So basically I'm going to pick out my focus point, and I'm going to, the first shot I'm going to pick would be the first particular piece of or fungi here, and then move along bit by bit. I'll probably accumulate maybe 10, 15, however many that I can see from the camera itself. And then what I'll do is I'll put them into Photoshop, blend them all, and what it'll do is it'll stack and make them all in focus. At least that's the plan anyway, at least the majority of them. Now what needs to happen when you're doing that is that the tripod needs to stay rock solid, cannot move. I will be using the trigger here to help me doing that, and I will also move with the joystick the focal point as I go around. Some people use their finger. I tend to use the joystick because it's an awful lot easier, well, for me anyway, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, this is a slow process, I can assure you. I invariably do it twice, and normally just to kind of when I open up my photographs after a shoot, it's very hard to tell which ones were the ones that were from the focus stack or not. So what I would do is I'd normally just put my hand across, take a photograph of that, and then when I finish the photo stack, put my hand across again, and that will show that all the images between those two particular photographs of my hand basically are part of the focus stack. Right, we've got an experiment here. You'll all know exactly why Darren is wearing his wellies. Are you ready? Ready. Off with it, man. Give me the shout when to shoot. It's basically going to go in and try and light up the, as an experiment, to light up the waterfall, and I'm doing my usual job of the servant. Mary, he's like the Statue of Liberty inside.